Paid $500 for this mofo. And I got my weed to smoke. Send the kids to school with a brand new phone. Paid $1,000 for that. I got my hair all dyed real nice in my $90 hat. New car ride, it drives itself. My mistress has baked cats. I'm drowning in my ego sweat, and my wife has fake lips. Our dog is small and worthless, and it eats at KFC. And if my life hopes don't come alive, my kids I'll never see.
Been a dreamer for a long time. 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 You can't take that from me. No, you can't take that from me. No, been a dreamer, 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 been a dreamer.
Well, maybe we should get started. What do you say? Let's turn that off. I think we should mute that. What do you think? Yeah. Let me get this shut off. Here we go. Well, welcome to the show today. We're gonna cover a bunch of stuff with regard to being a live performer on YouTube. I'm gonna delete that effect. All right, so so obviously my guitar is just coming through my vocal mic here, and I want to bring up this window. There we go. That should be good. And if I'm stepping on somebody's toes with my stream, I am not sorry in the least. So what we're going to cover today are ways that you can sound epic and big versus sounding small and outdoorsy. All right, so I've got my my normal microphone set up here in my Reaper project, and I'm using Reaper today. It's the only DAW I use, and if you're not using it, you should probably consider it. I'm not sponsored by Reaper or any company mentioned in this video today. I'm going to try and be very quick. So what I have going here is a project open with just my voice in here, and I want to have my guitar going in here. So I'm going to double click here. I'm going to arm this track to record, and geez, my guitar is still not plugged in. So I'm going to go ahead and plug my guitar in, because, you know, that's important. And I kind of did that intentionally, just to kind of make you aware that if you do make a mistake like that live on the air, it's no big deal. Right? So, right, so we got a good guitar volume going in there. You can see that I've added that track. And commonly, to sound like a pro, we're going to use all stock Reaper plugins. We use a compressor on a guitar, and on an acoustic guitar especially. And Reaper does have some fairly good presets. So we're just going to use a preset. And I've got my guitar turned all the way up. I have just a little bit of low end bump and a little bit of presence, and with the compressor. And the compressor's doing nothing right now, so we'll lower the threshold on that so that we're making sure that we're not blowing stuff up when we start banging away. Right? So now we've got a little bit of compression, because when we're performing live on our plugged-in guitar, which is commonly used, our guitar is also coming through the microphone. So you're getting some of my guitar, and you can see the yellow track. I'll shut off my guitar, the plugged-in guitar now, and you can see that my guitar is still coming through. You can hear it very clearly. And if I arm this track to record, now we've got a little more guitar. We've got a little bit too much compression, so I'm going to lower the ratio on this just a bit. So when... right, so we've got a little bit of compression on the guitar. Now, another effect that we commonly use is a vocal compressor. And we're going to just add recomp to the vocal track. And I'm going to grab another preset. Usually this modern vocal preset is really nice. And you can see that it's doing its job nicely. It's compressing my voice. So if I get right up on this microphone, I don't get a bunch of louder and I'm not blowing up the neighborhood, right? It sounds pretty darn good. But you're usually not talking into a microphone like that. You're usually keeping a little distance. So now we've got some compression on our vocal. Right, and our guitar. So now we've got a nice smooth sound to really get, you know, if we're singing, I went down the road, I went there to see my friend. Right? Sounds great. However, the guitar is kind of walking on the vocal, and you'll notice that I have clipped both of those channels and the master bus. We'll take care of that here in a moment. So we want to get the guitar out of the way of the vocal. So what I'm going to do here is add another track, and I'm going to go back in. I'm going to get rid of this window here. I'm going to add a delay track. Yep, I'm adding a delay. And you'll notice that there is nothing going into this track right now. We're going to make that delay 100% wet, and we're going to set the length of it to about 16, 17 milliseconds. We'll go to 16.6. That sounds good. Now we're 100% wet, and now we're going to send my guitar. And let's title this. We'll just call this Get, and we'll call this Get Double. I'm going to try and blow through this double as quickly as I can. If the typing bugs you, you can leave. And so we're going to take this guitar, my original guitar track, and run it down here into the doubled guitar track, and we're going to set it to pre-fader. Okay, and we're going to pan that one all the way over to the right, and we're going to pan this one all the way over to the left, and now we have this beautiful stereo guitar track. Isn't that amazing? Right? So we've gone from having no guitar to having guitar in stereo. So now, what else do we like? We like reverb on our voice, right? And our guitar. And we want them to sound like they're in the same room, right? So let's go ahead. One other thing I'm going to do here, I might as well. I'm going to add a guitar master. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. I'm going to add a parent guitar track. We'll call it a parent just to be PC. So now I can turn all my guitars down and up as much as I'd like. So if I turn that track all the way down, there's no guitar coming through it. And you turn it all the way up, and now you've got this beautiful stereo guitar. So let's add another track. We'll make this the last guitar track underneath this parent channel, and we're going to call this Verb. And we're going to go in here and add a reverbate, sorry. And we're going to make this 100% wet, and we're going to make the room a little bit bigger. I know these effects pretty well. So we're going to go 91, 92%. We're going to undampen it. We don't want a bunch of damping on that. And we're going to change the, we're going to remove a little bit of low end out of that reverb, maybe about 120. And then we're going to take a bunch of the top end out of it. So we'll do that. And then we'll just take our voice right here and send it down to the reverb, and we're going to make it a pre-fader, and then we're going to turn the reverb down, right? So now we've got a nice reverb on our voice, right? So now I sound like I'm singing in a hallway. Downhill walk away. I've heard people say that you can't see from 14 miles. Pretty nice, eh? So I'm sounding all right. Reverb's still a little bit too wet, so we'll just turn it down just a bit. And my guitars are kind of walking all over my voice. So now with one fader, I can bring my guitar back and downhill walk away. I've heard people say that you can't see 14 miles, right? Very nice. All right, so now we've got some reverb on our voice, but we want on our guitar. Well, let's just take our two guitar tracks and we'll drop them onto that same track, pre-fader. We'll do our delayed guitar track, pre-fader. And so now we've got a beautiful reverb on our guitar. Right? So now we've got a really nice it's not too wet. You don't want to go crazy with effects. All right, so now we've got reverb on our voice, reverb on our guitar, but we're doing a live stream. So we need to be able to turn the reverb off when we're speaking so people don't have to listen to us speak. That's something that's really, it can really create some havoc and make your words hard to understand. Let's go back to our reverb effect on our reverb bus, if you will, effects bus. And I'm gonna go up here and click on this bypass button. All right, so now the reverb's off, right? But who wants to use the mouse while they're singing or interacting? Now I've got reverb, now I don't, right? So we'll go to the parameter button and we'll go to learn, and I'm gonna select channel 6 on my Blackstar Live Logic, and we're gonna tell it to toggle, and we're gonna hit OK. And with the push of a button, I've got reverb or the reverb's off. So you get done with the song, let's see, and I love to spend the time relax and just unwind for a while. Thank you very much. Nice and dry. There's a little bit of room reverb going on. But yeah, it's just that simple. Takes a MIDI controller to do that, but if you have a MIDI keyboard, you can assign any key on your keyboard to do the same thing. Most DAWs allow you to learn stuff like that. However, what I really think I need is a bit of a doubling effect on my voice, because I'm not the world's greatest singer, and some delay. So we're going to go into Reaper, and I'm going to find a beautiful plugin called the Ozifier Chorus, and as soon as I get this going on my voice, you will understand why they call it the Ozifier. I'm going to make it 3 voices, and we're going to make it completely wet, so we turn the dry mix down, okay? I'm not going to adjust anything else on that one, and I'm going to take my voice and I'm going to send it to the Ozifier, and we'll send it pre-fader. So now I've got a little bit of chorus on my voice. I've got some reverb, and I can turn the reverb off with the push of a button. So I still have that chorus effect on my voice. So we want to be able to turn this on and off. So we grab the bypass button. Now I don't have any chorus. Now I do. Isn't that cool? Pretty neat to be able to do this stuff. I'm going to bring this output up to 0. So that I should have 0 volume difference between my normal voice and the voice with the chorus. And we're going to go back to this bypass button, and I'm going to set that parameter. I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to use button 5 on my effects pedal, and we're going to make that toggle, and we'll hit OK. So now I've got chorus. Now I've got chorus, and now I don't. So I can turn some chorus on and some reverb on and have this really beautiful. Now, the guitar is definitely going into the microphone, and the chorus is way too wet. So we'll back that down a little bit so that now we're sounding a little more real, right? Sounds pretty nice. But when you're singing with those effects on your voice, I went down the road. I went there to see my friend. And I'm not very close to this microphone. This is a good old SM7 and works great and sounds great. All right, so now what else do we need? Let's go to, let's title this. We'll call it chorus/delay. And let's turn that reverb off, right? Got to remember to turn the reverb off. So I'm going to grab this and I'm going to add redelay. We'll clear this and we'll go to our VSTs and we'll add redelay. So now, oh boy. Okay, we've got a tapping delay. It's tapping in sync with the time signature or the beats per minute up here in the top right. You can see this beats per minute. If I tap this, I'll speed up the tempo. Speed up. Right? We can slow it down. Right? We're also gonna change this musical length to 2. So now, all right. So now we've got 8th notes. Technically, we've got quarter notes. And we want to be able to tap the tempo in. Well, in order to do that in Reaper, this is a way that you can really make your delays banging. We'll go to our actions list. We'll show action list, and we'll go tap. And we've got a transport tap tempo, and I have it set to. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna show you how to do this. I have added that. We're gonna go transport tap tempo. I'm gonna click on that. I'm gonna add a command, and I'm going to tap on my channel 2 button and hit OK. And now I can tap a faster tempo into my delay, right? And we only have 1 tap, right? So we'll add a little bit of feedback. All right. That's pretty good. All right, so now we're sounding like a real singer. And if we put a slower tap on that, kind of nice, right? Kind of nice, but we need to be able to turn it on and off. Well, we'll do the same thing. We'll bypass it. We'll hit our parameter button. We'll learn it, and we'll tell it to be channel 1 is going to be my on and off button for the delays. And now I've got delay. Now I've got no delay. Right? And so at this point, we're pretty well ready to go ahead and play a song and be able to add reverb and delay at will with the push of a button. If you have a MIDI controller, you can do this. And we'll play a little something here. Okay, so we're gonna... Downhill, walk away. I've heard people say that you can't see for 14 miles. No use wishing, don't try no pushing, 'cause I think I'm gonna stay a long, long while. You got a nice live performance, and when you're done playing, you can stop and talk to folks online as if you sound like you know what you're doing. Now, one thing I am noticing here is my master bus is not hitting, it's not as loud as it could be on YouTube, which is a big balancing act issue where somebody is probably, if you're performing live on a live stream that you've been invited to perform on, oftentimes the host of the live stream can adjust your volume. But you want to be nice and hot getting there. So here's what I do with this. On my master bus right here, I go to my effects and I add a little effect called Real Limit. And when I add it on here, you'll notice that it does absolutely nothing. We're going to set our brick wall ceiling. You want to set that at about -1 or so, just so you don't clip. You know, you got to be polite. And then we'll start bringing the threshold down. And you'll notice that my voice begins to get a little bit louder as I bring this threshold down, and it becomes more up front. And I'm more in your face at this point, and you'll see that it's not lighting up saying that it's doing anything, but boy, stuff just got louder. Isn't that amazing? And my guitar. My sister got lucky and married a yuppie. Now I'm gonna get a global copyright strike for that, but that's okay. Tom Petty, you can have all the money I can ever give you for making a video like this to share your music with folks. One of the greatest. So using a limiter, on your master bus, we'll shut the delay off or the reverb off. Using a limiter on your master bus can really help get your volume up and to the point that it won't peak. It won't ever clip. You'll never get any clipping. You might hear the compressor grab it, but right now, if you're playing at a normal level, you're really not going to have a whole lot of clipping going on. So, I've got a compressor on my guitar. I've got it doubled, panned left and right to create this stereo field and make your sound, if you're performing live on a live stream, much wider, much bigger. And, of course, if you're on a live stream using an iPhone or whatever, and that's your audio, well, there you go. This is stuff you can do with a Windows machine or a Macintosh machine and a webcam and join in on a StreamYard jam session or whatever. I've had several people, and I've helped several people in the recent weeks be able to perform live on broadcasts on the internet. And I know there are many others that have helped numerous people, and they use different techniques and different software and all of that. And I totally get that. I have absolutely, I respect that. But it's so nice. And case in point, Conspiracy did a live stream, I believe yesterday afternoon at my time. And it was fun to listen to people. Dom, I think Brad may have performed. I missed his performance. But folks performed and they did their thing, and then Jade came on, Jade Starr, and absolutely the sound quality was light years beyond. It was at a professional level of audio quality, and it was last night, Mitch. Yeah, I think you were there. The difference between sounding like that, and there is always the performance level. If you're performing like a rock star, you're gonna sound like a rock star. And if you've played live a lot, you're probably gonna sound a lot more comfortable in a performance environment like that. I don't know how many live shows Jade has done, but I really a huge compliment to Jade on that performance and the sound quality. And I believe that everything that I've shown you here in just under a half an hour is a lot of the processing that she uses on her broadcast. Jade knows how to do stuff. And I don't consider my running sound on a live stream is no different than running sound for a live show if I was an engineer for a live band. And if I told you how many bands I've engineered sound for, it would blow your minds. I'm not new to this. So I treat my Reaper DAW as my live sound mixing board, and I happen to be the engineer because I'm the only one sitting here doing it. But I can guarantee you, if I had Justin Mai running the computer and doing all this stuff, you'd hear this, right? So very important to be able to do this sort of stuff if you want to sound good. Now, here's an important question that you should pose to hosts of live broadcasts like that. And that question is, are you broadcasting in stereo? Okay. It's important that you know if you should set stuff up in stereo. Now, I don't care if the broadcast is being broadcast in stereo or mono, because you can put a lot of work into setting up a session like I've just done, and only to find out that you're being broadcast to the world in mono. And if that was the case, if I push this mono button right here in Reaper, this is what I would sound like. And you'll notice that the guitar is eating up all the space where my voice is. And it's right in the same level as my voice. Yeah, I can turn it down, right? My guitar is now going into my microphone, and it's going into my DAW with a pickup. I have an active pickup system in this guitar. However, if we go stereo, now my guitar is out to the sides and my voice is like right up the middle. So you get that wonderful separation of your voice and your guitar. So it's a really wonderful way to do this. So I might as well play something, and I'm gonna let it go because I didn't want this to be a super long stream. But I thought that I could help some folks with some little tricks that I use to get sounding big. I went down the road, I went there to see my friend. I went back down the road, yeah, I'm back down again. And I love to spend time relaxing, just unwind for a while. And I love the way we laugh, take our little walks in the sun. I went down the road, I went there to see my friend. I went back down the road, yes, I'm going through OBS. Yeah, I'm back down again. And I love to spend the time relaxing, just unwind for a while. And I love the way we laugh and take our little walks in the sun. And my friend, I love to see you. My friend, you mean the world to me. And I wish to stay forever. I wish for more to come once again. You want to go outside, so I open up and let you in. The weather's getting colder, so I go back down again. And I love to spend the time relaxing, just unwind for a while. And I love the way we laugh and take our little walks in the sun. And my friend, I love to see you. My friend, you mean the world to me. And I wish to stay forever. I wish for more to come once again. And the weather's getting colder, so I go back down again. Mix like the big boys. I'm able to I'm able to turn the effects on and off with my foot on a pedal, so I'm able to bypass effects and things like that, and create and produce a sound like that using a MIDI controller, a very affordable foot switch. So I'm hoping that this live stream helped one or two people. I know this stuff isn't really that important to a lot of folks, but to me, having good quality audio is a very important part of being live and online. Preston does a great job with his sound in a I don't fully understand how his routing and such goes, but it's always fun. You can always hear his guitar. You can always hear his yeah, I didn't even have reverb on during that performance, so that was kind of cool. So thank you, Preston. I was using primarily just a delay on that track, and delay can be used in a big way, a lot like reverb gets used. So very cool to have a couple of folks here today. Hopefully I've shared some important stuff. If you don't know how to do this, you're very welcome. And I hope to see and hear you sounding big in the near future on live streams. So if you don't own Reaper, I highly recommend that you buy it or download it and at least demo it. All of the effects that I use today are stock in Reaper. And I'm going to go ahead and bypass any effects on my voice. So now all you're hearing is a compressor on my vocal microphone and a limiter. And if I bypass all of the effects on my voice and my master bus, this is what I sound like in the room with nothing. Dry as a bone. Okay? So we'll bring stuff back up. Peace, y'all. Thanks for being here. I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday night. I might go live a little later on. I feel like playing a little guitar tonight. So peace.